All right, we are officially live. Let me go live on Facebook. Before I forget, we will start that first thing, and then I'm gonna try my best to do Instagram again. I actually have a little Instagram thing. So, Doc, while I'm doing that, thank you for joining me tonight. Appreciate that. Can you hear me?
Well,
Wait,
thanks for having
can
me.
you hear me? Because tell me you can at least hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, all right, good. I was gonna say because we've been testing the crap out of this prior to going live. All right, let me go live on Instagram and see if this works. Instagram, can I go live? This was like flaking out on me last time. I am freaking out. Anyways, so what we are doing tonight, and this is going to be a weird show. This is not my typical Friday night show. I'm not even really concerned with who shows up, who doesn't show up. This is more a curiosity, is what this is.
We're doing it for science, right?
Yeah, sure. You know what? Listen, if we can say that drinking is for science, then sure.
For science.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over what we are about to do. Okay, so what we are going to be doing, there is two controversies, not one, but two controversies with Elijah Craig. Now, Doc, while I'm doing this, why don't you talk about the barrel proofs? Because you recently did an ABC. You did a blind and a cocktail blind. So why don't you tell everybody about that real quick while I go live on Instagram, and then I'll give the history of this, talk about what we're doing, and then we'll get into it. All right, you
All
start
right.
first while I get this ready.
Oh yeah. So I did do a blind with the A, B, and C, and I had done that right after I got a cold, so I was pretty congested. And when I did it, everybody's talking about the C, the C, the C, and how great it is, right? Well, when I did my blind, no spoiler alert, but
Spoiler alert.
C did not win for me. It was that day was super bitter. There was all that bitterness to it. I don't know if it was because I was congested and that bitterness stuck out to me more. Because normally I like oaky stuff, but for some reason that day it just wasn't working. But the funny thing is, I just recently did a blind is an old fashioned, so I did an old fashioned of each one of these, right? And when I did that one, the C one is the one that actually won that one. So you were talking about that earlier and thinking, well, maybe because of the adding that sweetness to the bitter help, balance that out more, and that's probably why it might have won. So it made sense when you were talking about that.
Okay, so good news. I got Instagram to work. It is working. I figured out what was going on. So here's the deal, okay? Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, for those of you guys who don't know, I'm just going to talk about the history of this real quick. They've been doing this since 2017, and I wish, I really wanted Troy to be a part of this too. He's got such a great palate, but he's detoxing like I probably should be this month too. So I didn't want to discourage him from his detox.
You need to detox.
They've been doing this for quite a while, okay? Back in, or excuse me, not 2017, in 2013, they release it on an allocated basis 3 times per year, right? The ABC. So it's Jan, May, September, okay? Each release features a different proof, and up until 2023, consisted of at least 12-year aged bourbon minimum, okay? So Doc sounds a little hollow. All right, hang on. I'll try to fix that in a second. Thank you, Adam, for letting me know. So that was the first controversy that they had, was they were releasing the age statement. Everybody was panicking on it. And then so the age statement changed on the B523 batch, which was 124.2 proof. So Heaven Hill had been telling people as far back as 2021 that all barrels were henceforth being pulled from the lower tiers of the 3 predetermined warehouses. Their purpose, according to them, to Heaven Hill, was to achieve higher barrel yields at the expense of the overall lower proofs. So if you look at the history of most of these, they're in the $120s-ish on proof, right? So between 120 and 125 proof. So C923 seems to be special because it's one of the higher proofs. It comes in at 133, right? 133. Okay, and in fact, it's the 4th highest, as far as I know, out of all of the ECBP batches going back to 2017. Okay, I think the only higher one, there was the C919, which is also super famous, and the A120. Those were 136 proof, so those beat these out. But I think other than those, and the B518 was also was slightly higher. So this is up there. Now, Heaven Hill, if you go do their little tour at their facility, they are telling people who do the You Do You bourbon tour that there are barrels as old as 15 years and 17 years in the C923 batch. Okay. Now, as for the controversy, I didn't even know this was a thing. Troy brought it up to me from Mr. Baker Drinks, and I've seen a couple videos of other people doing some stuff on this. Allegedly, and here, let me bring up my little image here. Depending on, so most people have been getting these bottles, and I should also say this bottle, by the way, is categorically winning bourbon of 2023. Breaking Bourbon rated it #1. I mean, like everybody's rating this as like the top bourbon of 2023, right?
Yeah.
And so there's some confusion when people get it and they're like, what am I missing? This isn't good. And so people, I guess because of that, people started looking into it. And so on the back of every bottle, which I'm showing on the screen now, the Instagram people can't see this, but the YouTube people can. There's a laser etching number on the back. Allegedly, what this means is the first character, in my instance is A. That is the production line your bottle was bottled on. So mine was bottled on production A. I don't think there are any bottles for the Elijah Craig that were anything other than A, as far as I know. 234, or excuse me, the next 3 digits are the day of the year your bottle was bottled on. Okay, so in my case, mine was bottled on the 234th day of the year, which, and I'm going by memory, which I believe is August 22nd. Yours is A222, right?
Correct. That's correct.
So that's August 10th, if again, going by memory. The next character, which is 3, that is the year, so 2023. So if it was 2022, this would be a 2. And then the next 4 digits are supposed to be the time your bottle was bottled in military time, mine being 5:08 a.m. Okay, so that's what people are saying this code means. Now, what people are hypothesizing is the earlier the bottle, the earlier the pour you have, the more bitter and the worse the bottle is. The later you have, the better it is, because it used to be if you have A22, it's bad. If you have A23, it's good. But that ended up not being consistent. And so once they kind of figured out this code, they started figuring out, okay, maybe it's just like the super late one. So I happen to have a super late one. You happen to have a super early one. And we already have one data point that's different.
Yes.
Yes. So I guess we'll just talk about what we're doing first.
Yeah.
We have B523 for both me and Doc, our favorite for 2023. Correct? Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that won for me.
Yeah, I love B523. It's my favorite. C923 was really bitter. So we are doing a complete blind, and I'm trying so hard not to look at the Glens right here, and I'll tell you why in a second. So we have poured 2 B523s and 1 C923. Mine is the A234, yours is the A222. Okay. My C923 is categorically darker than the other 2. So obviously darker, I cannot look at the Glens. Doc, is yours darker than the others?
I had it up to the light and I did not see it darker than the others.
So already an interesting data point, right off the bat. So something's going on.
I can stare at them, I can't tell the difference with them. I know if you look at yours right away, you're saying you can tell the difference, you know?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're going to go through, this is going to be real quick. We're not going to like suck up everybody's time. Blinds can be somewhat tricky to do live. They're a little bit boring. You're just watching a sniff. So what we're going to do is we're going to sniff each Glen and determine which one we like, which one knows is the best. And then we're going to taste them and figure out which one we like to taste the best.
I like it a lot.
And if B523 comes in first and second, and C923 comes in third for both of us, I think that's going to be pretty telling. All right, so we're hunting the one we allegedly don't like versus the ones that we allegedly like, right?
Well, we should say not that we don't like it, the one we like the least out of this batch.
Fair enough, because I love all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so let's start with the first one. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is gonna be, I can't like look at the Glen. I'm just gonna close my eyes. Oh God, this smells so good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's nice and sweet.
Yeah. I'm gonna do this like super quick here. Okay, those smell the exact same to me so far.
That's what I was thinking too.
So far, exact same. This one is
Oh,
different. This one's different. This one's richer. It's
that'd be
richer.
hilarious if because we mixed these up and my wife came and mixed mine up, so I don't know what is what because I wanted to make sure I didn't know, right?
Yeah.
And we both were same, different. That'd be hilarious if we have them in the freaking same order.
So the first two seem lighter. This one is much richer. This one is more molasses to me, much thicker on the typical bourbon notes, like the brown sugar caramel. I mean,
Mhm.
night and day. Whatever.
Yeah,
In fact, I think I've already found C. I mean, this is so different on the nose.
I agree. I think so too.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's go with the taste. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Ooh, my first drink of the night. Oh, that was nice.
That's my first drink of the night too. All right. I'm going for B or whatever the second one is. Ooh. What? Wait, now, okay. Now I'm not convinced anymore. That one tasted different than the first one to me.
Well, I mean, you have to remember, second drink always tastes different than your first one
Yeah.
because of the coating your palate there.
Oh my God. That third one is so bitter. That's got to be C. It's so bitter. It's so
Sorry, I have
bitter.
to wash my palate with that one.
Okay.
Hold on.
I don't even think I
gonna-
need to go through this again.
I'm gonna go through it one more time, but I'm just gonna cleanse my palate in between really quickly here. If you want to talk about something, let me just do that real quick.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll just do it again real quick. Yeah. I mean, that smells really good.
It smells good and tastes like
Smells
butterscotch.
good. Yeah. This third one, this nose is so much stronger. I mean, without a doubt. Yeah. The first two are so much better. Yeah. I mean, that's great. That's a great pour.
Yeah. The first two taste identical. That third one, you get
That's a
that
great
bitterness.
pour.
You get that oakiness too, though. I mean, it's a good pour. I mean, it's not bad, but the first ones are sweeter to me. You know, you're tasting a lot more oak in this last one. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty convinced that
Yeah.
these are my B's and this is my C, and that's because my wife came in here. I walked out. I said, "Go mix them up for me. Go move them around. I don't want to know."
So, okay, aside from what you think is what, how would you rank these?
I still like this. I still like to be better. It's sweeter. It stays on the tongue nicely.
You like the first two better?
Yeah.
Okay, and you
Or
like
what I'm assuming. Oh yeah, what I'm assuming is B, right? Yeah. So my first two they taste identical to me. That'd be so funny if I'm completely wrong.
well, that's why it's going to be
That's why we
interesting.
do blinds, right? That's why.
Yeah, that's why it's going to be, especially if we're both wrong, it's going to be even more interesting. Okay, so you like the first two better, and your third one is the one you like the least of the three. And I'm
Right.
not saying you hate it. I'm just saying you like the least of the three.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that bitterness that just sticks into your tongue at the end of that.
Yes.
It just hits me.
Yes.
And
It's so bitter.
yeah.
I mean, this has to be this. I'm going to be shocked if this is B. Yeah. It's so bitter. Okay. All right. Do we want to do it? Do we want to look?
Yeah.
All right.
So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna look at the one we think is C, or are we gonna just go B and check the first? Just go in order.
Why don't we go with the two that we liked? Let's just see if those are well. Why don't we pick one of the ones we liked and see if it's a B, and then we'll
Okay.
pick the one we think is C.
All right, I'll go for the middle one just to start this off. Let me
All
see. I mean, I'll show it out to you guys first.
I can't see
And
it.
yeah, that's B. That's B for me. I don't know if you can
Alright.
see it, but that's B.
Nope. Okay, B. So B here too. So now
All
we
right, so
want
I'm
to
gonna move
now we
that
want to
over.
yeah. So now we want to
So-
do the one that we think is C.
Yeah. So
All right.
this is the
I
one
think
I thought
this
was
is
C.
C.
All right. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Any drum roll here, huh?
Nope. No, I got a sad violin. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I already looked at
Yeah,
mine. So,
C.
yep.
C. Yeah,
it does
so
stand out a lot.
I mean, there you go. I don't get it. We have, and that's not even any contest either. I mean, no contest.
No, it's very different. It's very
It's
different.
so obvious. And what's even more interesting is mine is so much darker. Yeah, there's no way I'm too far back because I zoomed the camera out. It is so much darker than B, and yours isn't. So
Yeah, no, I mean, to me, I hold them up and they look exactly the same to me. I mean, there's nothing different on them.
so there you go. So I've got A234,
Mhm.
and you've
And I
got
got A222.
A222, and they're both not as good as the B523.
No.
Sorry, not sorry. I don't know what else to say.
Then there's really nothing else to say.
I don't know.
I think that's funny though. I mean, that yours is darker. I think that's interesting. You know, when it's supposed to be the same. So.
Whiskey Panda says he's got A230.
Ooh.
Do you have a Vic? Do you have a 222? I don't know if he's got one or two or not.
What we need to do is see who has different bottles out there, and we all send, or we all trade samples to each other. You know, we hand them off to each other there, and do a blind that way. That would be fun.
All right, I'll tell you what. I will send you some of the A234.
Okay.
You send me your A222. And
then I want you to actually put them next to each other and see if you see a color difference with just those two.
I'm telling you, you're gonna laugh. I mean, if you were standing here, the camera doesn't pick it up as well, but standing here, it is so clear that this one is so much darker than the other two. Yeah, see, I mean, it's like no contest. So I would like to do the 222 and the 234, I guess. So I guess we'll do that next. Yeah. So there you go, guys.
If anybody else out there has anything that they want to send, we can do a big one on that.
Yeah, I don't. This is just another data point, I guess, or more data points. Mine's darker. Yours is the same. I've got a later pour. In fact, the only person that I know that has a later pour than me is Adam, and his is a later pour by 3 minutes. Mine is 5:08. His was 5:11.
Yeah, mine's 16:04. So what's that? 4:04.
Yeah, 4:04.
But on my date, you know.
Yeah, but your date is way earlier. So yeah, I don't, you know. Oh, and by the way, I want to say one more thing, which I don't think that I said. I did confirm that the one that I have is in the range of the ones that people are in love with. I did confirm that. Because I found there's a whole Reddit thread, like a subreddit dedicated to this, where people are like mapping, where everybody's like mapping everything out. And this specific bottle that I have is within the range of the ones that people consider like the top dog of this bottle. And I gotta say, night and day. I mean, it's not even close. It's not even like, oh, I got to think about it. Nope. Super easy. That was the easiest wine I've ever done.
And don't forget, you did send out, you did email them.
Oh, right. Thank you for reminding me. I also emailed Heaven Hill, and I did ask them if they could maybe elaborate on the bottling process. And then I asked them if there was any changes in their manufacturing process between A222 plus. And I have not heard back from them. I don't expect to hear back from them. I can't imagine. I was telling Doc, I can't imagine they're going to reply to something like that, because I think in their mind, their answer could only be misconstrued or taken poorly. You know what I mean? So I don't expect them to answer. But if they do ever answer me, I will post what their reply was. But I have not heard back from them yet. So that'll be interesting. All right.
That's it. Have you poured them all together yet?
I combined my two Bs. I'm
combining all of them to see if that makes any difference.
You're gonna blend it?
Why not?
I mean, if you want to make it the B more bitter, sure, let's do it. All right, let's do a B and a C blend. Why not? What the hell? Yeah,
it does make it more bitter.
It does.
That bitterness just sticks out so much. I was hoping to get sweeter.
Yeah.
No.
That.
It made it bitter.
It just bitters it. So I don't get. Man, we got a ton of people on Instagram. Holy cow! So there you go. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this says. But I just wanted to put some more data points out there for people to take a look at. So those are our two bottles. Again, A222, A23. I don't think they're as good as B523. I really don't. That's it.
Hey, for science, sir. For science.
For science. All right. Cheers. We're done. That was it. Easy. Nice, easy. In and out. In and out. All right. See you guys.